Okay. Okay. See, this is the DC input port, and there's black and red wires coming from that. 2 red and 2 black. They come up to here. That's where I guess they enter into the motherboard. So this must be the motherboard power supply. I see right here, I see 2 little test points here and here. Looks like that would be a good place to start. See if I get power to there. I imagine I do, but it'd be kind of cool just to see. I guess I should also kind of inspect the whole entire board to see if I can see noticeable damage. I guess that's what people do at this point. It's pretty clean in here. One thing I would like to do would be to remove this fan unit and spray it out. So I guess you could say I'm kind of in the mood to clean up a little bit. Look at that big hairball. Thank you, Ukums. I don't think any luck will be involved. I mean, maybe some luck, but I have a feeling, you know, this is my first professional repair. And being able to repair consumer electronics is something I wanted to do for a career. Not for a career, but for, we'll say, a lucrative hobby. I've already been able to build computers, blah blah blah, but this is definitely the next level where you can actually get in and go ham. So I'm gonna remove this whole fan / heatsink thing. Alright. And I'm doing this for the sake of cleaning. I just want to clean this thing out. And I'm probably going to take it out of my room to clean. Huh. Alright, we'll pull that out. There we go. Boom. There we go. Hey, I see the heatsink now. Chosen said I should put on new heatsink. Or, not new heatsink, new thermal paste. Oh wow, you can really see all the gunk right here on the exit port that had built up, like... Look at that. So that's not going to help with keeping it cool. Certainly pretty clogged up there. It's pretty cool. I see coming out from under these fins is this copper pipe. It runs from here down and then comes under the board. I'm assuming that draws heat away from parts underneath the board. The copper pipe would get cooled down by these fins with fans with cool air blowing across the fins, and that would then cool off whatever the pipe comes brushing up against. So it's kind of like the pipe draws heat away from the board and then up and out through the fins. I guess heat will just follow wherever the coolest place is, so they actually just have like a piping system to send the heat where they want it to go. That's pretty neat. So I have an idea. What if I can vacuum this out? I'm not sure if that's the best way, but I don't really feel like going outside. In fact, I got a cool idea. just kind of capturing any dust that got up in the air. Alright. Now, I'm just being methodical here. I know I'm not addressing the dead computer yet, but I'm just gonna Windex the monitor. I guess you could say I'm just trying to have a cleaner work environment. So, what I'm going to tell you guys will kind of blow your minds. Because this is my first ever computer repair, and I don't mean swapping out a power supply because I narrowed down, I think it's got a broken power supply. I'm talking about taking apart a computer, diagnosing it like a professional repairman, like a shop. This is my first time ever doing that. And because of that, I know that it is very important for me to succeed, because if I were to give up and say, this one was too hard, my confidence that I can do this would be crippled, possibly irreparably. So I need to go forward with the idea that failure is not an option. I think it'd be pretty cool to remove the motherboard entirely. This one, which is for the USB group on the right hand side. Okay, that was pretty tough to get out. Okay, I believe this is a communication cable for the Ethernet. There we go. Here's another cable for the... I imagine it's the... I don't know what it is. It goes to the monitor, though. Okay, this is the webcam for the monitor. This is the microphone for the monitor. This is a microphone cable. I didn't know my monitor had a microphone, so that's interesting. Okay. So I'm just going to start removing tons of little screws. putting these in a different pile of screws. Whoa. Has a different size. That's a little disturbing. What? I'm trying to just determine where more screws can be at this point. A lot more the motherboard picks up than I thought would at this point, this early stage. Huh. Oh wow. Alright, I want... Here we go. Ooh. Got him. Got him. Oh yeah. Heck to the Cool, this is the monitor cable. So this whole board must be a monitor adapter. Oh! It's probably also, in addition to the monitor adapter, this whole thing's probably a video card. This entire board, you can probably upgrade the video card. It's a whole separately mounted board. And you were right, that's where the pipe was coming from. This pipe goes all the way to the heatsink fins in this corner. That's pretty cool. Man, I can go to work now. Things are just getting started for us. Right here we have an inductor. Here's our power input. We can actually plug in the barrel and test these red and black to see if we're getting voltage. I believe these two little things are fuses. This says 10 amp. This says 15 amp. We can test these fuses. PF1 probably means power fuse 1. PF2 probably means power fuse 2. We can test them both. If no current passes between them, we know the fuse blew. Fuses are basically like tiny little wires, and if too much current goes through, the wires snap. And so if you put a multimeter on either side of the fuse, no voltage will be passing through. So that's the way you can check the fuses. So we'll check these two fuses. We'll check to make sure power is getting here, which will rule out the DC adapter barrel plug port as being the fault. We'll check these, and then we'll check the fuses. And another thing, I'm getting this theory now. By the way, these are all inductors too. Boom, 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 boom. An inductor is just like a coil. Sticks out and it's wrapped up and it creates an electromagnetic field. It smooths out the flow of electricity. Right here is something I'm a little concerned about. This thing looks like a battery for the motherboard. And it says BATT1 next to it right here. BATT1. And next to the battery I see like this ooze on the two terminals coming off it. It's like this brown yucky stuff. And that's making me think, what if that ooze, that brown yucky stuff, is actually some indicator that the battery went bad? And that makes me think, I wonder if the motherboard battery died. If you replaced it, what if that was what's causing the whole thing not to work? It's a 12-year-old motherboard. For this battery to still be working would be pretty incredible, if you ask me. So that's another possibility. So I'm thinking 2 fuses. We can check this battery. We'll check the terminals to see if it's giving off any voltage. But yeah, that weird brown stuff would be a nice indicator. It's like giving us a hint, like, hey, maybe this battery's bad. It's oozing out weird brown stuff. So any type of hints I can find, I'll take it, because I have no idea what I'm looking at. I mean, I'm kind of demonstrating that I do have a bit of an idea, but still, it can be a lot more, of course. So yeah, what I was saying is, this is the processor, and it's got, wow, oh, it's not too dried out. It's fairly dried out, but it's not horrible. This is a thermal paste. It's actually still not too bad, but I'm still going to replace it, because how often do you actually open up something like this? I really hope I don't have to open it up very often at all. And this is where the thermal paste goes. It has this weird plastic insert that was on it. It goes on like this. I wonder why. You know? Oh, it must be a spacer. Maybe maybe the spacing was a little off. They needed to put that on there. Well, I think I should, let's see, we'll put it back, and then we'll put this here just to see. Yeah, I think this would be fine to put back in, really. I see no problem with working with the whole motherboard with the fan reinstalled. So let me actually work toward that end as my first step here. Cool! This, the barrel jack connector just slides right in. Well, it's hard to get it back where it was. Oh, there we go. Look, boom! So, I'm like, man, I want to take this motherboard out of here so I don't have to hold this whole case up. All you gotta do is take this and just lift. It just slides right out. And then you can take the whole motherboard off of here. So now it's separate. I think that's nice. What the heck? Yeah, buddy! So now we have separate laptop from motherboard. Boom. Let's see here. cleaning it and stuff and whatnot. I want to know what you were talking about, though, Dirt McGirt. You're saying to buy loose parts for what? The robot? I don't know what you mean. I want to understand you, but I don't know where to start. No, I don't know how it died. Well, I do have some clues. It died at the same time as another computer, and it died like the day after a lot of dust got let into my room. And the dust was from doing that vacuum repair job. Tons of dust got into my room that day. So I think it's dust related, but that could have just caused heat that caused a part that was close to failing to fail a little more quickly, like right away. Such as, you know, whatever it was, the dust could have just made the thing heat up more, and then some part failed that was on its last leg to begin with. I think that's a very reasonable thing to think. Cool, the vacuum makes the fan spin. Just from suction, that's pretty cool. I feel like it's okay that my laptop failed because I'm happy to do the repair. There, I said it. And that's the right attitude. Like, I could be all sad about it, say life is so hard, everything keeps going wrong, I'm sick of this, why don't I just end it all? Or I can say, hey, this is going to be a great learning experience. I can add to my skill set with electronics. I can add excellent content for my YouTube channel on how to repair a broken, dead laptop. And I can also be able to repair a lot more laptops, building on the foundation of knowledge that this repair gives me. And being able to repair my own laptops is going to be a huge deal because I happen to own like 30 of them. So doing my own repairs and maintenance on a whole fleet of laptops is very important that I can do that. Not to mention, those types of skills are important for a roboticist. And they're also very important because I'm going to be building a drone army. I'm going to have to repair all of my drones. So I need to become a master at repairing electronics in order to save money. And also, there won't be that many people qualified to even repair the electronics if I'm having drones and all this super high-tech stuff. Like, I'd need a military engineer to help me. I wouldn't be able to just take it down to Best Buy. They wouldn't have any clue of how to fix a robot or something like that. Okay. 400 at least. I'm gonna have hundreds of drones and hundreds of laptops. Cryptocurrency farming is worth it. If you had 400 computers that could do it, just in their off time while they're not doing anything else. And those computers were using solar energy, then any profit is profit. It's free energy. Unless if you're saying that the pay for farming cryptocurrency is now so low that just the wear and tear on the processor makes it not worth it. If that's the case, which I doubt, then you might be onto something. But if you're using solar power, it should be fine. But I'm not actually planning to farm cryptocurrency. It's just an idea that I have in the air. My main things are pay-to-click and video game botting. And then some advertising related stuff. There we go. Alright, for this, I'm not going to touch this with an X-Acto knife. I'm just going to rub with rubbing alcohol till all the thermal compound is totally gone. Okay, we got an AMD processor here. You can see the processor. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you guys need to see zoom-ins like that or not. I wonder... I feel like I need to break free some of this. I'm gonna... Nice. I wanted to scrape away the old thermal compound without damaging anything. I think I found just the way to do it. You just use a broken in half Q-tip and it starts coming free like that. And then from there, the rubbing alcohol will get the rest easily. The processor cleaned, the fan thing cleaned. Now I have to clean this little spacer thing. Oh man. Alright. Okay. So now I need thermal compound. There we go. And well, I haven't really cleaned this side. I believe this thing just blocks heat transfer from hitting the little capacitors or whatever those little discrete components are around the processor chip. The microprocessor. Alright. Alright, this is going to go down like that. So I think the heat gets funneled into this central square, and then this plastic just keeps the heat from going through so heavily around it. That's my guess. Let's see. It was pretty heavy here. I don't know, this whole thing was... Okay. And do this. I'm just applying thermal compound, which ensures proper heat transfer between this aluminum heatsink plate, which is connected to an aluminum chassis for a fan, which is designed to draw heat down this aluminum into this chassis and then into these cooling fins over here where the heat gets released into the air. I also put the compound here on the microprocessor chip, which is buried underneath this gray stuff. And so now compounds here. I got this plastic thing on too. You can see the plastic is right here. You can see this little board. It's a square board. And I'm ready for the installation. Trying to keep even pressure on it while I get out my screwdriver. I don't want to smear the paste around like crazy. Oh, okay. You meant what is being made, like the overall goal. Overall goal is to fix this laptop. This is the laptop's motherboard. Ended up in a big pile of screws. Okay, and now I'll plug in the fan. Let's see. Boom. Alright. Next, I wanted to test the battery on this board. Alright, 3 volts. I don't think that's bad. So we ruled that out. That's cool. It's not dead. It's good to know. So we got... This is the wall wart thing right here. My thumb's touching the start of it. And this is the wall wart, you know, the AC/DC adapter. This is the plug. And then here is the jack for the laptop, which I took off the case. So I plug in the wall thing, and this fan should kick on. It doesn't, but that might be because it's turned off. I don't know. But you can test to see if it's getting 19 volts from the wall wart, which it says it should. And watch this. 19 volts. Boom. Nineteen. 19. So I checked from red to black and from red to black, or from red to both blacks, red to both blacks. So all four of these cables coming in from the there's two reds, two blacks, all those are good. So that's good to know. Let's test the fuses. I believe continuity testing is how you do that. Alright, so if you connect to both sides of the fuse and it beeps, that means electric does pass through the fuse. That means it's not blown. Okay, neither one is blown. That's good. Well, it's not that good. We're finding out everything's okay. Everything's not broke. That's not what we want. We want to find out what is broke.